Kaia Ra is the international best-selling author of the Sophia Code, a celebrated divine feminine teacher and a world-renowned oracle for the Sophia dragon tribe. Surviving multiple near-death experiences, she was directly initiated by the ascended masters and archangels since childhood for downloading ascension blueprints. Her artistry, live events, media appearances, and online broadcasts are hailed as the next generation of revolutionary spiritual leadership. Kaia Ra leads a modern-day mystery school and international movement for the return of the divine feminine Christ consciousness, and offers the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective as a ministry of the Sophia Code Foundation to activate the sovereign divinity of humanity. Welcome, Kaia.
Hi, Melissa. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here. I read the Sophia Code probably 5 or 6 years ago now, and I remember how powerful. I was actually traveling through France. I'd done a retreat in Paris, and we did the Mary Magdalene line, and we drove from Paris and drove all the way down and did all the sacred sites all the way down, and ended up in Julia Child's home for Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, it was really awesome, and it ended up being a really great experience. But I remember reading it during that time and really just connecting to the divine feminine. So I'm so excited to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's lovely to hear that, because we just translated the Sophia Code into French 6 months ago, and now it's a bestseller in France as well.
Oh, I'm not surprised. That's awesome. So I want to know, what is your definition of healing?
My definition of healing is returning to the truth of our divine nature.
Yeah.
If you return to the truth of your wholeness, your inherent divine nature, your inherent sovereignty, everything that you're healing from becomes very lucid as to what is the shadow and what is the light. Mm-hmm. Because the light of your divinity will bring to light everything that is not real about you, and everything that is real about you. Healing is about, it begins with pivoting back to the truth. And then it's like very cliche, but it's very true. The truth of who you are will set you free. Mm-hmm. But that involves a lot of steps.
Yeah, a lot of steps. Right? Like I believe that when we talk about healing, I say when you get, it's the wholeness of who you are. It's back into that alignment. And I love that you say that truth. And I think we live in a world right now with so much crisis and trauma and so many things going on that people are lost trying to figure out, well, what is the truth anymore? What is that? You know, it's been such an incredible experience to see through media and different things where now if it's organic, then that, organic, that was natural. That was the first thing. Or if it's this and everything's like this thing on the top, and now we got to come back. So what is truth, right? What is that truth for us, and how do we find that?
Yeah, there's never been a greater time for discernment, right? Mm-hmm. Which is an aspect of our divinity. And that discernment is, fortunately for us, built into our body through our 8 major chakra system. So if you take the time to really embody your own body, there's a built-in psychic intuition, perfect system that's given to you through your divinity that can guide your healing journey rather impeccably. Step by step, if you're willing to listen to the information that your body, your heart, your emotions are providing for you. And so I actually developed a program called Psychic Development Training that walks you through the 8 major chakra temples, where you get to discover just how intuitive and psychic you really are to guide your own journey of healing. And as you learn how to guide your own journey of healing, you also learn how to become far more sober and clear to the truth of reality. Right? Because a lot of what we're suffering from is how much the light is being attacked at this time. And it's so much so being attacked that we are actually, ironically, what is called in psychology, internalizing the punisher. And we are punishing our own light at this time. That's how much we're healing from. We're healing from a culture that wants to attack the light that we are. And then we're healing from the internalized punishment protocols that we have inherited, just by stepping into this world, into being human. It's like we're inheriting all of these viral belief systems and programs that we can spend an entire lifetime healing from. And they're not even our belief systems. They're just handed down to us through our ancestry, through our programming. And so the heart of all healing is returning back to the truth of your divinity, which is always going to show you what is real about any of those belief systems that, and as we all know, those belief systems are what's metaphysically underneath anything that we're healing from physically, emotionally, psychologically. It all goes back to what we believe about ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And I think that we're in, I call this the big breakdown. I say before every breakthrough, there's a breakdown. You have to break down all beliefs, ideas, and habits to break through to a new existence. And so many people are looking at the world and say, well, what's happening right now? And I say, we're on the precipice. We're on the step of like, these things are coming to light, because for us to go to the next level, for us to have that ascension, for us to get into a 5D world, for us to live from our hearts, like, so there's many of us that are there, but for the rest to come along and for that small shift to happen, we have to have this. I say the pandemic was, is a ugly package. We're wrapped in a pretty, or a beautiful gift wrapped in an ugly package, right? Like, there's so many things about it that are really allowing us to say, well, there is something more, there is something possible, but I see the divide too. There's been such a divide between these camps, and I don't know how it became political, and now it's become like, right? Like, it's
oh
so
my God.
to me.
Yeah. There's no way out but through. And a lot of that division is an attempt for, humanity is very scared right now. And so if it focuses on the division, it doesn't have to focus on its own heart.
Oh, I feel that it doesn't have to focus on our own heart. So
But there's no way out but through. You have to go all the way through your heart. You have to go all the way through your healing. You have to go through those memories that are, scary and traumatic. You have to work with the healers and the counselors and the guides and the coaches and the mentors. They're going to help you get through the resistances to what? To the truth of who you really are, which is wholeness. It is divinity. It is pure light. And is never not that thing. It's just the layers that we have to get through to remember that and to stay in that place. Like what you were saying, breaking through all of the old belief systems. And that's what the Sophia Code does in those initiations in section 2. We are looking at some pretty deep collective belief systems that we're willing to unpack and clear as you walk through those initiations that you were sharing about. Thanks for sharing about that at the beginning of the call.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about your own healing, because you had several near-death experiences and a whole thing that brought you into this work that you do.
Yeah.
And how you've now come to share this work. So can you share like about your own journey of healing and where it took you?
Yes, I'm a survivor of an extensive amount of trauma and abuse and near-death experiences from that abuse. And it was my higher self. It was my direct connection to source, which I like to call Sophia or God or Divine Mother. It's really not about the name. It's about your connection to a source and of creator source and the ascended masters and the archangels. And because I was already open to seeing those realities as a child, I really leaned into the support that they were always providing me. I know that I chose my experiences before I ever came here to be a part of my ministry and my mission in this lifetime. I think there's a lot of light workers facing that reality right now that can be very challenging to look at. Like, why did I choose to have so many painful experiences in the first half of my life? Well, you probably have a big prayer to help a lot of people. So I'd like to say that our healing journey is not our own. It's not just our journey. It's for everyone. It's like what we're healing for everyone.
Yeah, whatever you heal within, you heal without, right? Like that's that mirroring effect of what we're doing on the inside. I also, like yourself, had massive trauma and a lot of things that happened in my life. And I talk about traumatude. I talk about the gratitude for it, because once I got to a point where I could walk into the space and look and just had tears of joy in my face, because I knew that the reason I was doing the work I was doing in the world now was because of those things.
Yes.
It changed everything for me. It changed everything. And I think, and I also love, because Mark Nepo is one of the other people that I've interviewed. I love what he does say. He says, yes, he says, but we're moving into an age where you don't have to have those type of traumatic experiences to do the work that you need to do.
100%. And I think that's another interesting point to talk about, because a lot of light workers know that. But then they often get stuck with, how do I reconcile that I did choose it?
Mm-hmm.
You chose it so that we could step into this place where we don't have to choose it anymore. So honor yourself as that spiritual warrior that chose to heal this much on behalf of so many, right? Yeah, it's a big deal what so many of us agreed to do so that others wouldn't have to do it ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that healing process is really honoring the journey that you've been on. And so, that's a big part of what kept me faithful to my healing journey, which felt many times as though I was about to give up, because it was just so big. It was the inspiration of how many people I'd be able to help with what I was learning, and also including generations that wouldn't have to go through the same things that I had to go through, because I knew I was doing my work on their behalf for their future, right? Like how you were sharing for yourself. And then, really, as I said before, leaning into these heavenly helpers that I could see all around me. And I think a lot of people wonder, well, how could really horrible things happen if there are all these heavenly helpers around us? And it really goes back to the fact that we make a choice to experience what we experience, for the evolution of it. It doesn't minimize the pain, and it doesn't make a wrong deed right, because both can be true at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So that journey of love, forgiving yourself for what you've experienced, knowing that you came here to make that an offering, knowing that that's no longer required down the road. I mean, what a sophisticated healing we're facing as light worker leaders at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I lean into these ascended masters, these archangels as my mentors and guides, because if you want to learn from the best, work with the best. The ascended masters survived very similar traumas to become these heroic figures that are now mentoring us from a higher point in reality. And they're the reasons why I survived what I survived, and they're the reasons why I'm able to teach the way I teach now. They guided me to embody my higher self, to embrace my divinity when I was broken in half. And so that's what I teach others how to do, is how to lean into their support and their guidance. And that's what the Sophia Code is about.
Beautiful. So let's talk more about that. You say your higher self is the healer. What do you mean
Yes.
by that? And for those that might, and I know you guys stepped on a little bit about the higher self, but if we could dive deeper into what really is your definition of what is my higher self.
Yes. So we talk about the soul in the Sophia Code. We talk about it in terms of the oversoul. Your oversoul is literally a hologram of God consciousness. It goes on forever in every direction. It is eternal life itself. It is no form. It is simply presence and consciousness. And it is, because it's a hologram of God consciousness, it can create in the worlds of form, just as God consciousness creates the worlds of form. And so your higher self, you could think about it as siphoning off a little part of your oversoul and airdropping it down to a planet, which then that's the part of your soul that manifests that avatar of your human body.
Mm-hmm.
And because we live in a quantum reality, your oversoul can airdrop down many, many higher selves to different timelines, different lifetimes, different planets, different star systems, and you could be living countless lifetimes simultaneously. But when we are talking about the higher self, in relation to your human experience that you're very cognitively aware of at this time, that's who you want. That's your direct line to the divine. That's the direct line to your creative genius, to your source of all healing, your source of all light, and your direct line to God, whatever you call God, source, creator of all that is. Your higher self is the only intermediary for your human awareness. Ascended masters, spiritual guides, archangels, those are just supportive background choir elements of, like, we're here to mentor you, we're here to coach you, but what are they mentoring and coaching you in? How to access and resource the intelligence of this light within you that is your higher self, guiding you from within. No one knows what you need better than you.
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's why we teach that that's why I offer that psychic development training, because it's teaching you that your body, your higher self, all the parts of your soul are an ascended master in training. And the way you become that ascended master over lifetimes is by deeply listening to yourself, becoming the master that you are within you, becoming the God source that you are within you, becoming one with it. It's a big ask, but it's what has completely healed my life, was choosing to surrender into this light of my higher self and operate my life from that perspective, not from my localized human perspective. My localized human perspective knows how to, I don't know, might move my body around, laugh at good jokes. I don't know, take in the beautiful scene of your Buddha and your altar and like a video camera, put a mic on. My higher self knows exactly where I should be at the right place at the right time, you know, what I should wear, who I should work with, who should, you know, who are the healers I need to connect with. It's an omniscient intelligence that knows far more about reality than my localized day-to-day human awareness does. And when you take a moment to pray or meditate and ask, higher self, please guide me today in making the best choices for my highest potential today, your navigation system is attuned to a God navigation system, not to your just localized human awareness. People get so frustrated with their spiritual journey is because they're just accessing their most immediate reality. Access the reality that exists everywhere, that has all the answers for you, and learn how to integrate that light in your daily choices.
So how does someone start to access that? Maybe somebody that's brand new that's watching this and they're like, I don't know how to start on this
Yeah.
journey. I'd love to, start using my higher self to heal. I would love to find my innate intuition. What's the first step?
Well, we've had miraculous results with people walking through the first 8 key code initiations of the Sophia Code. When they do those in order, what happens is you clear an enormous amount of karmic debris that is blocking those psychic centers, that is blocking that direct connection to source. Vows, oaths, we've taken so many vows and oaths in other lifetimes. Oh, I'm not allowed to have a direct connection to God. I give that over to a priest or to a monk or to a priestess. And it's just like, no, we need to reestablish this direct sovereign connection. Right. And so that's what happens in the Sophia Code. And then from there, I mean, we could walk through that, in our little meditation, if you wanted to jump to that now, or if you wanted.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So what I recommend, and it doesn't have to be these same ascended masters, but this is what we do in our mystery school. And what we do is we invoke a circle of empowerment around us every day. And this circle of empowerment is synonymous with being a circle of recognizing your sovereignty. So when we invoke these ascended masters to stand around us as pillars of sovereignty, what it's teaching us is it's safe to create boundaries from codependent influences that would have you doubt yourself, right? So having confidence in who you are is a big part of your healing and your ability to access your higher self. So let's take 3 deep breaths to center in our hearts, dropping out of that mind space and into the heart. And from the heart, you could imagine that this beautiful circle of light expands out from the center of your heart to surround your body. And this circle of light will expand out about 6 to 8 feet of a circumference around your body. And that color, that light could be any color. It could have flames if you wanted to. It could, whatever delights your heart. Today I'm seeing from myself personally this beautiful iridescent white light with this like baby blue starlight. I don't know why, but I like it. So that's what's happening for me. What's happening for you, Melissa? What's your circle of light?
Mine is, and I was weird because I'm not a purple person, but mine is a violet and it's purple and it's got some gold flecks. So.
Oh my God, gorgeous. I love that. All right. So then you want to imagine as though you're at the center of a compass and there's 8 directions on your circle of light. Now, there are 8 key codes that we work with for embodying our sovereignty, for embracing our higher self and learning how to connect with our light. They mentor us in this, these ascended masters, these angelic orders. So we're going to invoke them to stand with us on the circumference of our circle, not inside the circle, because the inside of the circle is all you. So in the north, we welcome White Buffalo Woman, who is key code 7 of the Sophia Code. And if you don't know who she is, it doesn't matter. It's fine. She's here to support you. She's here to bless you. She's here to guide your healing journey if that's appropriate for you. All of these key codes are here simply to support your greatness, for you to feel the truth of your divine light. In the northeast, we're going to welcome Ascended Master Isis from Egypt, ancient Egypt. Also from ancient Egypt, in the east, we welcome beautiful Ascended Master Hathor. Now in the southeast, which is the direction of prosperity and abundance, we're going to welcome the beautiful Ascended Master Green Tara, key code 3 of the Sophia Code. In the south, which is the gateway of life, where you make your prayers standing in the south, facing the north for wisdom, we welcome beautiful Mother Mary, who's key code 4, she of 1,000 roses in the Sophia Code. Now just keep in mind that all of these ascended masters are here to support you, free of religious doctrine. They're simply here as spiritual allies for you. In the southwest, we welcome the beautiful Mary Magdalene, she of 1,000 roses, key code 5 of the Sophia Code in the southwest. In the west, we welcome a beautiful Kuan Yin, ascended master of compassion and self-love. And in the northwest, we welcome the holiest seraphim of the Divine Mother. And they're called the Sophia dragons in the Sophia Code. These fiery creatures of God, the holy seraphim arriving in the northwest. And you can feel now that it's almost as though the molecular structure of the air kind of shifts. Tell me how you feel right now, Melissa, with these beautiful masters around you in a circle.
I'm actually buzzing. Actually, my body even moving, like physically. Yeah.
Yes, because, and so that what they're doing is they are activating you as you invoke them to stand with you in your empowerment. It's bringing a heightened awareness to the atomic structure of your body, to the electrons within your body, to the light within your body. And so the final piece that we do in this circle of empowerment every morning, this is a wonderful way to set the prayer, the strength, the intention of your day, is now we invoke the presence, the full presence of the highest master that is most important for you, your higher self. And your higher self already exists within every cell of your body. In fact, there's even a divine genome, a divine blueprint that this higher self anchors into within every cell of your body. We call that divine genome the Sophia Code. And it exists within every cell of your body. And these ascended masters, when they gather around you, their presence by default supports you to continue to activate and integrate the truth of your light within your holy body. Your body is the temple of God. And so we welcome your higher self to begin to tingle within every cell of your body, just to give you a little feeling sensation that your higher self is saying good morning or good evening or good afternoon. I'm so happy that you are recognizing my consciousness within you. And I invite you to feel this higher self begin to expand from your heart center as the sun of it's like, very much we talk about Christ consciousness, the Sophia Code. You think about it as like the Christ light within you, that sun, that Christos sun within the center of your heart, and it grows brighter and brighter and brighter. And I invite you to imagine the rays of the sun shining out through your shoulders, through the front of your heart, through the back of your heart, the rays of the sun of your beautiful soul's consciousness shining out down your legs, down your lower back, feeling that radiance growing more and more brilliant and beginning to fill out your circle of empowerment as the soul star of your human form. Feeling that radiance expanding out. You're taking up more space in this world. That's a radical act of self-healing. That's a radical act of empowerment. That's a radical act of embodying your sovereignty. You're saying, I matter. I can take up space here. I deserve to be here. I'm going to shine my light brighter and brighter and brighter. And what does that do? That attracts greater opportunities of prosperity, greater opportunities of healing, greater opportunities of momentum and alignment, and everything going well for you, being at the right place at the right time, for all your prayers being answered, and for you to be willing to receive the answers to those prayers. Now, I'd like to ground this very powerful connection to the heart of Mother Earth, because the heart of Mother Earth is a very powerful Christ or Buddha consciousness that is guiding our collective healing, both our personal journey of healing and our collective healing. So I invite you to visualize those rays of the sun at the center of your heart, plunging down through the floor, plunging down through the crust of the earth, all the way traveling to the very center of the heart of Mother Earth. And notice as you connect to her heart, which is also a star of light, it's as though just there's this joyful, blissful feeling of biofeedback that rises up from the heart of the earth back to your heart. And that is Mother Gaia, Sophia Gaia, whatever you call Mother Earth, saying, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to feel you, so happy to connect in with you. So I just want to check in with you, Melissa. How are you feeling in this moment with this sun radiating out in your circle of empowerment?
I feel absolutely incredible. I'm just real. I feel really like solid and grounded and just like am buzzing.
Amazing. And so can you feel or see that light presence that is your higher self within your physical body? Great. And how does it feel? Does it feel like freedom? How does it feel to you to feel this light?
It's a good question what the feeling is. For me, there's very much a lightness about it.
Yes.
It's I mean, I live in this experience, so I get, I almost feel like sometimes like it's like I'm high, and I have to make sure I keep myself grounded because I live, I get that just and it's like almost like a warm blanket, like warm and fuzzy, like get wrapped up.
And so when you drop those rays of the sun directly to the heart of the earth, does that help ground the lightness of this heavenly energy within you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm so glad to hear that. So now we're going to open up the floodgates to even more light, because what you're showing your consciousness, your human awareness, is you can handle this much light. This light, the divine qualities of this light are sovereignty. The divine qualities of this light are pure healing and wholeness. So let's open up to even more of it. I invite you to visualize the lotus chakra at the top of your head, opening like the 1,000-petaled lotus flower at the top of your head, and even spinning open as a stargate or a doorway to even more of your soul's light. And we now call upon that Holy Mother, Holy Father, Source, Creator, consciousness, whatever you call God, to now connect your consciousness with the vastness, the purity, the waterfall of light that your soul is. And we welcome this waterfall of your oversoul's light as your higher self flowing down now from the very seventh plane, from the highest point of creation, all the way down through all of the realms and all of the dimensions, to begin to flow directly through your crown chakra, through your physical body. This beautiful waterfall of light, nurturing you, feeding you, blessing you, baptizing you, flowing down your crown, flowing down the back of your head, filling your ears, flowing down your neck, flowing over the front of your face. This beautiful waterfall of light filling your heart, baptizing your shoulders, flowing down the back of your heart, filling your stomach, your lower torso, opening up all of your chakras to the goodness, to the truth, to the intuition that they carry for you. Blessing those psychic gifts that already exist within you, opening up your lower back to greater levels of support, filling that lower back with the light of your higher self, the light of your soul, and this beautiful waterfall of light flowing all the way down your legs, down, filling your feet, and again, connecting all the way down to the heart of the earth. And then witnessing how the earth loves to feel even more of you here. And what does she do? She sends you another biofeedback loop of how she can support you embodying this much light. And let's just take a moment to say a prayer together. Set an intention. What is a prayer? A prayer is an invocation. It's an intention that guides your day. How does the prayer work? Well, that's the business of your soul and of God. How the prayer gets answered is not our business. Our business is making the prayer and expecting miracles to happen and having the faith that they will happen, because there's a greater part of us that is in charge of answering those prayers and in charge of creating those miracles. And we get to be the blessed witness of how it unfolds. And we get to be the blessed, thankful people and say, thank you. We appreciate how this quantum universe works. So filled with the light of our higher self, filled in the presence of these beautiful ascended masters and our guardian angels and guides, we now set the intention that if there is a healing prayer, if there is something that you are sincerely asking for help with and you don't know how to solve it in your local human awareness, but you know that your connection to source, you know that your connection to your higher self has the solution, and you would like to be guided step by step in that solution, I would love for you to visualize in your heart, two hands in your heart that lift that prayer, lift that intention up into the light of your higher self within you. Lift it up into the sun and watch how that intention and that prayer is embraced by the light and sent out across the universe. Things are already happening. Divine orchestrations are already unfolding, because that's how quickly quantum reality moves. So now the prayer is, now that you've released the intention into the world, how are you intending to be moving through your day as though the prayer is already answered, beyond your understanding? Do you want to live in alignment with the truth of who you really are? Do you want to live in alignment with the presence of God within you that loves you unconditionally? Do you want to be connected to a holy mother that already exists within you and all around you, that knows all of your needs? Do you want to be connected to the energy of the divine masculine or holy father that is protecting you and guiding you in all ways? These are all aspects of your higher self. Do you want to create as your divine light wants you to create? Are you willing to be guided by the daily nudges from within, by the intuition that says go left when someone else says go right? Are you willing to make choices that feel a little daring or out of order? But see, this is how miracles are created. This is how prayers get answered. They get answered according to quantum reality, not according to linear time space continuum. That means a part of your prayer being answered might be you going to the post office at an unexpected hour, or going to the gym when you don't usually go to the gym, or speaking to someone that you never thought you were going to connect with. These are all part of the step-by-step intuitive guidance that we have to follow through as part of the answered prayer, as part of the healing journey. And so if you are ready to be a part of your own answered prayer, if you are ready to co-create your healing journey with your higher self, this beautiful light, learning how to trust this beautiful light within you that can make decisions on behalf of your human awareness. There's a very simple mantra, and I mean super simple, that we can say together 3 times. And it goes like this: yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. Yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. Yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. And that's the perfect prayer for both receiving your answered prayer as well as saying yes to surrendering into what is yours. What is your co-creative steps in your healing journey? It's like, yes, I accept that guidance. Yes, thank you. I accept, I receive. I'm willing to take action.
Wow, that was such a beautiful experience. Thank you so much for sharing that with everyone. And oh, some feel so yummy. How do you guys feel out there? Yeah. Yeah. So if you love what Kaia Ra is sharing today, please share this episode with everyone that you know so they can learn how to use their higher self for healing, because there are so many different ways that we need to learn to heal. Kaia, are you ready for we call it our lightning round?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. A miracle is.
A divine orchestration of grace.
Mm. Your definition of spirituality.
Believing in yourself.
Mm. Oh, I like that. People get sick because
they're sad.
What is one daily ritual, practice, or thing you cannot live without?
Prayer.
And I love how you explained what prayer earlier, because I think that's really powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah. One truth that you can leave for all of your friends, family, and humanity to know.
At the end of your life, it's just between you and God. So you should live the way that your heart is guiding you to live in this lifetime. Doesn't matter what your friends or family ultimately think, or anyone really. It's between you and God, and you have to make those decisions based on what it's going to feel like when you get to the other side.
Yeah, that's so true.
There's so many transmissions. You receive so many gifts from the Ascended Masters to help you embody your higher self. It's just fun. I like to tell jokes too. There's a lot of jokes in there. So yeah, it's a real approachable body of work that makes a significant difference in connecting with your higher self. So
awesome. So go hit the link below and you'll be able to get access to the wonderful things that they're up to. Thank you, Kaia, for your magic and miracles and your wisdom today. So lovely to have you.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this series, Melissa. It's awesome to be here with you. Thank you.